Let's take a look at some of the UI changes to the XSI Compositor in version 4. First of all, we have a brand new layout, which you can find under Application, Layouts, Compositing. One of the things you'll notice when you switch to this layout is there's a brand new area on the left, which is all of our brushes for vector and raster paint. And then, of course, we have our three primary components of the Compositor in XSI. We have our FX tree, our FX viewer, and our FX operator selector. We also have these handy little bars here, which will allow you to resize your viewer area or your tree area just to kind of maximize your workspace when you're working with different resolution images. There's also a few different nodes that we can look at. We have a vector paint node, a raster paint node, which we look at more in detail in some different videos, and also a mask shapes node. All of these are signified by these different icons in the upper left. We also have a new live caching mode, which will allow you to cache your images as they're rendered to RAM as opposed to the hard disk, and you can tell that by this little icon right here in the upper right of each node, and you can enable that on any node just by enabling here live caching. If we look over here in the viewer, there's some changes there as well. Pay attention down here at the bottom. I'm going to switch into the pixel probe mode, and you can see this changes down here now, so I can actually hold down the left mouse button and begin to sample a range of pixels to get a minimum, average, and a maximum value of those different pixels. If we go ahead and turn that back off, a few other things we can look at. We have our new image compare area. So if I go ahead and click this icon here, or enable it in the viewer here, what this will allow me to do is, if we say open a color correction node, I can make a change to the color correction value, and I still have this area here which was set to the previous value. We can actually take a snapshot of that, which will then fill in this area, and I can go further on making adjustments. What's nice here is I can be adjusting one layer and be working with a different layer using the compare node there. Let's go ahead and turn all of that off. And lastly, if we open up a file input node, we can see we've made a few changes here as well. We can now reverse the footage. We actually can specify and lock the image size now. And lastly, there is the Create Alpha from Luminance button, which you can turn on and off like so.